we get? It's podcast roulette. Are they going to be jolly or are they going to be
upset? There we go.
Yeah, that one was better. Yeah. It's all of these.
Okay.
So I'm knackered. I'm so tired. And Judd is ill. He's literally blowing his nose
ill.
right now.
I'm so ill. Like, I'm just
actually see it on your face. Your face looks fucking red.
I'm really fucking ill. It's not even like it's not even like a sort of. I don't know. I've not like got a headache or anything. I'm just fucking really filled up with snot, like really badly, and my nose is. I don't know. Maybe it is, but I had one of those tablets earlier, and it's just not done anything.
Right, you might be poorly then.
Yeah, I think I'm poorly. Yeah.
Oh God, you poorly boy.
I actually am. Yeah.
Well, coming up in today's podcast, an advert, an apology, but not really. The monarchy, things, gaming, and sunglasses, maybe. Maybe paintball. I don't know.
Cool.
That's a variety. You know, if you want to find out what's going on with all of those, then you got to stick around. But first, things first. Ad time. This Saturday, as of recording this, Saturday the 13th of May, on the Streams Badly channel, twitch.tv/streamsbadly, we will be doing a live watch-along of Misfits 7, starring KSI, Deji, fucking, who else is there? Salt Pappy, there's going to be boogies fighting, all sorts is going off. So make sure to tune in Saturday, May 23rd, this Saturday, as of recording this and probably as of publishing this. Very important. It's going to be really fun to come and watch along. Bunch of fight content. It's going to be great. Yes, that's that. I'm still harping on about it. So I'm not moving on yet. To make sure you remember, it's Saturday, May 2023. If Judd's not too ill, he'll be there.
Yes. Yes. Yeah!
You are delirious, aren't you?
I am. It's like fucking sending me weird.
I think you should pull up chat so you can be the chat master today, because we do record this live at twitch.tv/streamsbadly. You could be listening to this after the fact on Spotify or on YouTube as well. But if you want to catch us live and interact with said stream, head over to twitch.tv/streamsbadly to get in the chat. It's kind of like, you know, on the radio where they used to take in callers. Like, today's caller is Jimmy, and he says, "My mom just beat my dad." And then that's I don't know, that's what they used to do, right? In the 1940s or something. Anyway.
The 1940s? I don't know, but there weren't many moms beating many dads in the 1940s.
Yeah, well, yeah, this one was, though. Jimmy's mum was beating his dad.
Jimmy's mum was ahead of the curb.
Yeah. She was right on top of the curb. You could say she was on
right on it.
The sidewalk.
She was curbing her enthusiasm.
What are we doing today?
I don't know. I'm like actually really delirious.
Drama. iDubbbz.
Jesus.
Creator Clash 2 happened, and a while ago, Froggy Fresh got banned from that, and so far as I knew, it was because he'd insulted iDubbbz's wife's mother in a mild way. iDubbbz has since put a video out because somehow that was the narrative that everyone was aware of, the one that I said that seemed a bit ridiculous. That's not what happened at all. He kind of rightfully should have been banned from that. Basically, what had happened was he was kind of... Froggy Fresh was affiliating himself too much with Sam Hyde, who's been fucking, like, weirdly, like... You know how, like, you've got, like, your fucking Andrew Tate and Aiden Ross type characters? Sam Hyde's a lot like that. He's like one of them, really, but in a more kind of creepy niche way. And he would just... He's always saying fucking weird, horrid shit about him. So iDubbbz is like, this dude's like weird and gross, and I don't like him. So I don't want anything to do with him. And then Froggy Fresh got a lot to do with him, and you're like, yo, dude, the fuck you doing? You're like actively promoting a dude who's like I don't know, calling my wife a massive gaping pussy hole and stuff like that every single fucking day. So no, don't do that.
and now it's not nice to call people's wives a giant gaping pussy hole. That's not good. Okay.
Although some people in chat right now are asking if we've ever done incest in the bathroom, and if we've got any siblings.
Listen, why have you got to relegate incest to just the bathroom?
Yeah,
does it only happen?
If you're gonna do something as ridiculous as incest, why are you just doing it in the bathroom?
Yeah.
Our official stance on incest is we do not condone it. That's the official stance of the podcast.
Anywhere. The stream's badly used. You can do it anywhere.
Judd, let me tell you a good old story, because it's time for this.
Freak of the week.
Oh,
that's right. It's time for Freak of the Week. I met a freaky dude. I was on a walk recently. And
a walk?
Sorry, chat just said it's easier to do it in the bathroom. Fucking hell. I was walking around recently with my girlfriend, and we were walking down the road, and this man, dressed in all camo, apart from the bottom half of his legs, and I don't mean shorts, because shorts are above the knee. He had half trousers, is what these were.
So you and Jasmine started freaking out because you just saw this pair of legs walking towards you without a torso. You couldn't see the rest of it.
Funny joke. No, he was wearing all camo, and including a backpack, but wearing like half trousers, and the bottom half of his legs were bright red socks, which kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
I think. And it was on kind of a busy road, and he was walking across it, and we weren't really very close to him, and he just went, "Hey, you guys," and I'm like, "What?" And he said, "Do you want to hear a poem?" I'm like,
"Uh-oh."
And in my head, I was going, ding, 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 content.
Yeah.
And I was like, sure. And I swear to God, he then mumbled some sort of, it was, oh God, what tune was it in? It was like, it was like to the, Rule Britannia. You know the tune, Rule Britannia, Britannia rules. Well, he said, he weren't a poem because it was a parody of that song is what it was.
Okay, alright, okay.
He mumbled the first half of it, and then the last bit of it is the only bit I could make out of what he said. And this is what he went, King Charles never has to shave his knob.
Wow. Wow. What the fuck? This
and then he looked at us like, right?
Yeah. Like, yeah.
And we kind of went,
what the
yeah, I guess. And he proceeded to like explain, being like, "'Cause he wouldn't have to, would he?" And we were like, I suppose not.
No, he wouldn't.
He didn't like laugh or anything. Like obviously, it was just said because he wouldn't. Like it was like some sort of serious documentation of this.
Jesus.
This thing. Oh my God! So and then he proceeded to tell us a bunch of stuff about why he didn't like the monarchy. And we just kind of stood there watching his bulbous red nose because he had a big end of his nose were like. It was like he was wearing a red nose, from Red Nose Day, but it was his actual nose. And he had a can of Guinness in his pocket and was probably drunk. But yeah, that's. I then immediately noted that down on my phone to tell you about and called him Anti-Monarchy Man.
I've had a little bit of a freak.
Well, just before you do get into that one, I accidentally interacted with this guy again, like the next day. No. Because we were in the local shop that's really close to us. And he was walking down the same aisle as us. And he didn't recognize us. We were wearing different clothes. He wasn't. He was wearing the exact same outfit.
Okay.
And this song was on, and he was like, "Oh," he just clocked onto what the song was, and we were like, "Oh, right, yeah, I like this song." But he walked past these two young girls before, like, approaching us, and like he turned almost immediately and said to him, "This reminds me of my old girlfriend." This, and he was old. He's like easily 60 plus.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's a bit weird. That's a bit weird to just kind of turn and say to those like younger. One of them was like 6, and one of them was like 9.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I thought I was imagining like 18.
No,
Oh, okay.
no, like, and I fully, honestly think that it was just they happened to be the nearest person to him. I honestly don't think he was trying to like talk to. He immediately moved on. He kind of said it and then immediately walked past them. I honestly think he wasn't like noncy in any way, but it was just like that's a bit weird though, you know.
Yeah.
You don't say those things. Speaking of weird, so is chat. They're saying I found a pink lightsaber under my mum's bed and a rubber band. What the fuck is a rubber band? I'm not kidding. I just shoved my finger up my dad's bumhole. Congrats. So yeah, that was Anti-Monarchy Man. Who did you meet, Jed?
Well, I didn't actually meet anybody so much as I had some sort of spooky spectral encounter at work.
Okay, you can turn your mic down a tiny bit, Jed.
I could do it. I'll turn your fucking mic down. I'll rattle your fucking...
And now he's turned it off.
How's that?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Oh, he's blowing his nose. He's blowing his nose. He's getting the ectoplasm out of him from the spooky encounter.
Anyway, yeah, this is why I'm fucking ill. I've been cursed. So I was I've been. This has happened a couple times. Been at work. Needed a shit or a piss, a big old slash out my cock.
Yeah.
And I've headed down to the toilet.
The term the Queen used. I believe that's the term they used at the coronation when King Charles needed to go pee. So he turned to Camilla and went, "I do believe I need to do a big old slash out of my cock."
Yeah, and he said, "I don't even need to shave mine, you know." Anyway, so yeah, this really fucking weird spooky thing happened when I went to the toilet. I went into the toilet and I did my business. I went for a big piss. And as I turned around, there was just shit smeared all over the stall walls. And I don't know how it got there, and nobody knows how it got there. I went and told the site manager. I was like, I didn't like immediately rush to go tell on the phantom shit smearer, but like I saw him like pretty much just coming out of the toilet, and I was
so
like,
you kind of saw the person who'd done it.
No, the site manager. I was like, I saw him as I just came out of the toilets, and I was like, somebody smeared fucking shit on the walls in the toilets. And this site manager's a cunt, right? He's just a dickhead. And he started getting monk on with me. We're going, right, why are you telling me about it then? I'm like, I'm just fucking telling anybody about it. Somebody smeared shit on the wall. So I was like, I'm not coming to you. I'm just letting you know that someone has shit smit on the wall and shit on the walls.
Smit on the walls, yes.
Yeah. And he's like, well, I'm not doing nothing about it. If you want to fucking live like animals, live like animals. It's like, all right, but whatever. Yeah. So anyway, we had someone smear shit on the walls this one time, and I say this one time because it happened again. With more shit has appeared on the walls recently. I don't know what's going off there. I don't know what this person's trying to achieve. But the thing is, though, it's like you can tell that the shit's been smeared on with like bare fingers. Like you know, it's already a bizarre thing. But it's like you can tell, you can see that it's like been done by bare fingers. It's not been like somebody scooped it up,
That's
which is
fucking gross.
Yeah, I know it's gross.
Sorry to interrupt you, Judd, but I just
yeah.
need to handle chat. Listen, someone called Chloe has just said, "Hey, just followed you on Twitter. Hope you follow back." And immediately Jackson says, "Fuck off, Chloe." Listen, don't be nasty to each other in chat. That's one of the only rules. Okay, I'm gonna fucking time you out if you do it again.
Even though I just
Even though
laughed
it
at
was funny, don't be nice. Don't be nasty. Okay, come on. Fucking hell. Okay, carry on.
Don't do that. Even though it made me laugh. Don't do that. Ugh.
Right. What?
Yeah.
Carry on. So
That's it. That's the end of it. Really.
So basically, you went to the toilet and there's a phantom shit smearer.
Yeah, somebody just keeps going around smearing shit like on the walls, and nobody has any idea who it is. There you go.
Is there someone who like is disgruntled at work or something? Like, is there a reason for someone to be particularly like, I don't know, doing some sort of dirty protest?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I couldn't. I'd love to be able to say to you, this is exactly what it is, but I don't know.
What if it's a case of Moon Knight, and actually you've got multiple personalities?
It's me.
And you don't realise.
I talk with a different accent when I'm doing it.
Go on, do the accent. Do the shit smear accent.
Does he talk like? Who would be the shit smearer? Would it be?
Just make your own up.
It'd be like I'd go. Oh, it is me. I am the shit smearer.
What accent was that?
And then normally I'm a bloke from London who goes, oh, blimey! I wish I wasn't. I wish I wasn't.
Oh yeah, shit. The apples and pears.
I wish I weren't smearing shit all over people's houses in my sleep. Because this is it. I'm moonshine.
Oh yeah, Rick. It's me, London Morty. It sounded a bit like Morty, I don't know.
Did it?
Anyway, moving on from shit smearing and King Charles's knob.
Yeah.
Can we ever really move on from that, though?
Yeah. No, we're not moving on from it, though, are we? Because we've got to talk about the Royals anyway.
I suppose we do. What was the Royals I was going to talk about?
Dude, we got a new fucking king and shit, man.
Oh, I know. That's both of his titles, king and shit.
And shit, man.
Those are both the things
he
is.
You have to say it as well. You have to say the whole thing like A Tribe Called West or an artist formerly known as Priest.
Wait a minute.
What?
Can you say both of those names again, please?
A Tribe Called West and an artist formerly known as Prince.
Surely you realise what you've done here.
What have I done?
It's not A Tribe Called West.
It is A Tribe Called West. You're gonna say the whole thing.
It's A Tribe Called Quest.
What? I thought it was a Tribe Called West. I thought it was West.
No, it's A Tribe Called Quest. But what's funny about that is I also thought you said the artist formerly known as Priest. Like you'd got that wrong as well. I thought somehow you'd gotten both these names wrong.
That would have been really funny.
Oh god! But yeah, there's not much to say. I mean, I know that the coronation happened, but like, who fucking cares? Well,
I don't care.
Do you know what? I care. I care. I didn't until I realised I do. Because what the fuck are they doing? What are they doing?
In what sense? Do
you know how much money that cost?
I know, but how much money did it bring in? Like that's
Nothing.
not me being like that. That's not me going. I mean, it did. It's like the tourism that comes in from it alone that like sells up the shops
Nothing.
and the people that buy stuff for the parties and the fucking people who go out to pubs and stuff. It creates a big sort of event.
No, it's not very big. It's not very big. It's the UK.
Well,
it's people from the UK spending their own money. Vast majority of it. So what it is more rich people getting more money because a rich person has spent your money. So now you can go out and spend more of your money, and guess who gets it? More rich people. It's literally rich getting richer again. $125 million, which is probably about 100 million pounds. 100 million pounds!
Yeah. I was talking to my nan and a granddad a lot, basically about this shit. But I was saying, because I supposedly the royal family brings in a lot of money into the country, supposedly, with like,
not more than
I don't know how.
Guaranteed.
No, but this is what I was saying. It's like, is it more than they take, but also like, how long? Because if they are bringing in, a lot of money, how long is that going to keep up? Because this sort of generation now is already stopping to care about like the royal family and stuff like that. What about like in a generation or two's times? Like nobody's going to give a shit about stuff like that, are they? So are we going to start looking at them and being like, well, is this just not fucking cost effective at all? And like, are we just losing way more? So...
Well, that's not the point. If that was actually a factor that was going to determine whether they're there or anything like that, or what happens surrounding royals, if that was a factor, they'd have been gone 100 years ago. It's just not a factor. So I don't know. It's the same reason that Tories keep getting in power, because it's fucking rigged. It's all rigged against everyone. There's no point. I sound like such a conspiracy nut here, but it just provably is, and everyone knows it is, and they've won. They've won for hundreds and hundreds of years. People who have power, they've got it. That's it. You're done. No one can possibly make things fair or good ever again. It's impossible. It's too late. Well, bad guys won. And they won ages ago, and no one wants to admit it. Do you know what? If people did fucking admit it, and got angry as I do about it, and fucking gave a shit, maybe we'd all actually do something. France is doing something. Not as much as they should be, and the things are not exactly perfect. But at least France has some sort of balls. Their retirement age got increased a little bit. Nowhere near ours. Ours is already way older than theirs. Okay. It got increased a bit. They're burning the country down. No, I'm not putting up with it. But whereas our monarch steals 100 million pounds, 100 million pounds, while people are starving to death. It's nuts. It's just
Sorry, I was blowing my nose.
I can't believe it. It's like, do you know what could be annoying is people are then like, well, why don't you do something about it then? Blah, 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 blah. I've not got 100 million pounds for a start. I struggle to pay my own bills. So, fucking subscribe on twitch.tv/streamsbadly. That's all I'll say. I don't know. I just think that there's just not really a single thing redeemable about the royals anymore. Like, there's nothing. They bring in tourism. That's the biggest argument that anyone gives. They bring in tourism. So, do you think we couldn't get tourism from the monarchs if we didn't have them anymore? Of course we fucking could. Have you heard of a fucking museum? You put all the shit in there, people can go and look at it. That's all the tourism is anyway. It's not like King Charles is sat like in middle of Trafalgar Square, like shaking hands with foreigners all the time who's come for some tourism. Them actually existing barely does shit. Anyway, that's enough of that. I actually had forgotten about that and didn't give a shit about it until I just realised that they're actually stealing lots of my money. So. Oh dear. Yeah, Jackson in chat's still saying a bunch of weird shit. Cummed, I have balls, and they still want to know if we have any siblings. We're not answering you, Jackson, because I know that you're just gonna say some awful shit about it if we do. So
you're gonna ask me if I fucked them in the bathroom, which is apparently easier than anywhere else. So
I would have said a bedroom's probably easier. But Yeah, it's a bit hard to respond to all this stuff while we're recording the podcast, I will say. I wanted to ask you something, Judd. I was thinking about kind of almost like a checklist of gaming experiences. Like, what are the most crucial, like, important gaming experiences? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because I figured, my girlfriend's never been a gamer. So, to try and convince her to be a gamer, or to try and, like, I don't know, give her the experience and kind of show her why I love gaming or why I'm into gaming or something, I could almost do like a checklist of the, because obviously there's a lot more of it that's like just sitting at like replaying Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I'm doing kind of in my free time at the minute, is not a crucial gaming experience, is it? Like, that doesn't need to be on the list. Like, you don't need to do that to understand why people might like gaming.
To be a true gamer, she needs to call someone a racial slur.
Actually, unfortunately, that's probably true. You need to go into either Halo 3 multiplayer or Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 lobby, and call someone some sort of slur, and insult their mother.
Yeah.
I think we could probably just manage that through Apex. To be honest, it's still prevalent in those sorts of games today.
Yeah.
Do you know what's funny about the differences between those is, back in the day, when you were queuing up for the lobby in Call of Duty, you could hear the enemy team as well as your team in the lobby. When you got into the game, you could only hear your own team, I think. But in the lobby, you could hear everyone. But in Apex, you don't get that. It's only your own team. So if you're arguing with them then, it's like you're supposed to be working together, and instead you've called my mother a whore. I don't think that's very useful.
It's great. I think the wonders of the internet, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Well, so crucial gaming experiences. I would say beating Minecraft. That's got to be one, right? You know, killing the Ender Dragon in Minecraft.
I don't think I ever did that.
I think you probably did.
I don't think I did, you know.
If not, maybe we should speedrun it at some point when you come over. Who knows? It shouldn't take much longer than an hour, I believe. How long's speedrun.com? What's the world record? Not that we'll get any close to that, but, you know, Minecraft. Minecraft Java edition. Fucking, this is not useful. Come on, speedrun.com. What are you doing? Minecraft Bedrock edition? Any percent? 1 minute. Huh.
Yeah, we can do it. We can do that.
Oh, wait. Any percent glitchless? Oh. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Fucking hell. I don't know. Oh, an hour and 44 minutes for the latest patch.
Okay.
Right. Random Seed. This is what we need. Random Seed. About 20 minutes is a world record, so we can do it in probably an hour. So I think beating Minecraft is probably gonna be one of those. We've been asked what the last few shows we watched. I'm currently rewatching Daredevil and Futurama. A minute.
I'm watching Barry at the moment.
Look at them. They're pretty good.
I also started Sweet Tooth. Gotta say, not for me, not into it, not a fan.
We'll probably go through that a bit later after the podcast, because if you've not stuck around on twitch.tv/streamsbadly for a live podcast recording, there's bonus content after we do the podcast recording, so make sure you stick around for that, because we do go through things like movies and TV and games we've been watching and stuff like that.
Oh my fucking god.
I think winning a game of a battle royale, that's got to be one.
Yeah.
What else do you think? I would say completing Undertale.
Have you not played Undertale with her yet?
I think I have. Like, there's some that I think she might have checked off at this point, because I've played a few things with her. I think going through a Pokemon game's got to be one.
Okay.
But it's not. I don't want it to just be completing certain games, because it'd be like completing Minecraft, completing Pokemon, completing, what else did I say? Another one just then. Can't remember. They're doing a battle royale. You've got to kill a hooker on a GTA game.
Yes, steal her money.
Yeah.
Kill a hooker, steal her money.
Either on a GTA game or a Saints Row game. Either would do. If it's on a Saints Row game, though, you got to beat it to death with a dildo. That one's quite important.
Yeah.
What are some other crucial game experiences? We said Pokemon, didn't we? Maybe Nintendogs? Do you think Nintendogs?
Yeah, I do think Nintendogs. I do think you need to play Nintendogs.
Yeah, at least play it for a bit and understand it. I'm trying to think. Maybe if I look at our video games ratings, I think some sort of RPG game is gonna be important. You know, like Fallout or Skyrim or something like that.
Yeah, she needs to play like a Fallout game or like an RPG or something to the end.
I think playing a couple linear story games to understand what a linear story game is. And then I would say some other things would be experience cheats in a video game. So probably GTA is best for that, and sandbox some cheats in like GTA San Andreas or something like that.
Yeah.
Also, doing some sort of glitch or an Easter egg. Got to find an Easter egg and glitches in a game. But those things of like Easter eggs, glitches, maybe even cheats, those have got to be some like on the back end of things. You've got to have completed a bunch of games and kind of done a bunch of the other ones first, because then you know what games are about. Because I can imagine if you've never played many games, and I take you into Saints Row 2 and show you the Easter egg where you can make a giant bunny rise out of the water, you might just think that's like part of the game and not realise it's like, what? They actually put this in here? Wow. So, I don't know. I think it's a bit difficult to figure out. Can you think of any more? Any like kind of definitive, defining moments in a gamer's gaming career?
Yeah. She needs to play Happy Wheels.
Oh yeah, like Flash games. Playing through some like, well, obviously Flash games don't actually exist anymore, but I'm sure we can find some versions of them online. That's important. Like dress up game. You gotta dress up Bulma.
Dress up Bulma.
You gotta play dress up Bulma. Oh my god. What else? Probably a bit of, you gotta play like party games as well with other people, but everyone's done that. I don't think she needs to do that. Like, you know, like Mario Party or the Wii and stuff like that. I don't know. If anyone else can think of any more, tweet at TweetsBadly on Twitter and let us know some crucial gaming experiences. It doesn't have to be necessarily like certain games you have to play. I mean more like moments that you have to experience that are to do with video games. So yeah, some of those. Just some suggestions. If it seems like it could be fun to go through them with my girlfriend, maybe we'll start a series. Who knows? Probably not. I've got a story for you, Judd. Let's see if you remember this one.
Go on.
The cinema. You know it.
I love the cinema. I do.
You remember the specific cinema that our dad always used to take us to, near the Pizza Hut and the Bugger Inn, which was a Burger King, but the sign had fallen down and it spelt Bugger Inn. You know the one? Yeah?
I know the one, yeah.
And it had, they don't have this nowadays. It was a Cineworld, but just off to the side, well, you'd go in the front door and then like, rather than going to the like snack counter or straight to the screens, just off to the right, there was a mini arcade, just like a really small one. And we always used to love going in the arcade. Did we used to go in before or after the film?
We used to go before, I think.
Yeah. So we'd go into this little arcade, and one of the things that was in there was this dinosaur game. Do you remember this dinosaur game?
I remember it. I know you're talking about it.
And you put money in it, and it'd give you like a dinosaur card, and there was more rare ones or less rare ones, and then you would use that card with the machine, and it'd interact with it, and you'd play as your dinosaur card, and you'd battle another dinosaur. Now,
that is what you did.
I think I've determined that this arcade was my lucky place. Because I remember a specific day. I was getting so sick of how lucky you are and how unlucky I am. Right. And I'd played this dinosaur game, and I'd not gotten a decent card. It was all right, but whatever. And we'd never gotten a rare card in this thing. And Judd plays the game and got this fucking rare shiny card, pops out of it, and I genuinely remember. I think Dad was a bit shocked. I like mini snapped. I'd like had enough of this shit. I was always so lucky, and Judd fucking lucky again. Look at him. While Judd's holding. I remember like seeing you holding this shiny card. Like, I'm sorry, like mildly scared, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why? We would have been like, I might have been 8. And you might have been, 6? Maybe we're a bit older than that. Maybe like 10 and 8. Something like that. Maybe even a bit older. I don't know. Somewhere around there. Some sort of kids. And I was so pissed. But I had one more token left to spend, or like £1 or whatever it was. So I thought, fucking hell, let me just have another go on this dinosaur game. And I got an even rarer card.
An even shinier dino.
And then my dad was like, see, there you go. And I was like, oh, shit. Oh, cool. And that never happened ever again. I was never lucky once ever again.
No.
I have been actually quite lucky recently. My mum's decided to take me on holiday to Italy. She does that sometimes. She's like, will you come on holiday with me? I'm like, yeah, sure. Free holiday. So I'll be going on holiday to Italy in October, but that's a side-tracking thing. The same arcade, okay? This arcade we used to go into as kids at this cinema. I remember for some reason you were quite slow at spending the money that Dad had let us use in this arcade. So I was a bit bored, like waiting for you to finish playing like House of the Dead or something.
I'm responsible with my money, man. No,
I think you're just slow in the head.
I make the money moves.
You make them move at the same pace as a decrepit snail. So you were still playing like House of the Dead or whatever at 8 years old. Potentially shouldn't have been. And I just decided I was gonna like look around all the back of the machines just to see what the mystery was back there. I don't know.
Okay.
It would just preoccupy some time, and I saw a glasses case on the floor. I was like, "Oh, cool! I found something." There's like there's treasure back here, and and there was sunglasses in it, and I brought them out, and I was like, "Oh, cool! Look what I found!" And Dad saw these glasses, and he was like, well, you could give those to me if you want. And I was thinking, and I kind of pulled my hand back and was like, no, I'm gonna keep these. And I know why, because they were Oakley's glasses. And if you don't know Oakley's for whatever reason, I think it's a fairly expensive sunglasses brand. It's like Ray-Bans. And they were like quite sporty. Like it looks like they're like starting at like £70 from what I can tell. Oakley's. They're normally around 100, maybe £150. What's the lowest price Oakley's you can get now? Lowest price you can get, which is actually on a half price offer, is £62.50. They're supposed to be £125. So you get the idea. Oakley's kind of expensive brand, and I think they were even more popular back then. So Dad, the fucking bugger, was like trying to steal these sunglasses off me because you're like, my child doesn't know. He doesn't know that these are expensive. But I think it was the only time that I could see him. He was a bit too enthusiastic about it, and I was like, there's something weird going on here. I'm going to keep these. And he was like, he couldn't exactly force me to give him them.
Yeah.
He would have enjoyed them a lot more than me, I'm going to be honest. But he couldn't force me to give him them. But I don't know. I just thought that was kind of funny that this one time our dad tried to steal some fancy sunglasses from me. What's kind of ironic is I never wore them. Because I just didn't care. I was a kid. And I think they ended up getting smashed at some point.
Oh, my God.
Because I just didn't know. I never bothered to, like, look into it or anything. to figure
Yeah.
out why he was interested in them. I was like, no, I'm keeping these. Do you remember that at all?
Awesome. No, I like the image of you finding these sunglasses though, and then just being like, oh, they must all just have sunglasses behind them all the time.
I think from then on, I always just checked just to see if there's anything behind
there
that.
might be. There was this time. They were saying that there won't be some next time. Like,
Yeah, there might be.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a spawn point.
Yeah.
That's where Oakley's spawn.
yeah.
Oh, well, it seems like Wayne Rooney's spawn at paintballing.
What the fuck? What?
Do you remember the one time we've ever been paintballing?
Yeah.
Why don't you run us through that whole scenario, Judd? Because there's many moments in that tale.
I really can't remember it all too well. I think we went for somebody's birthday.
It was for your birthday.
It was for my birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was for somebody else's. All
No,
right.
it was for your birthday.
I remember we took my friend Sam. Not-
Yeah. Well, Dad. No, there's more to it than that, though.
Yeah. Go on. I don't
You don't
know. I
remember?
honestly
Okay.
don't know.
You were quite young. I
Yeah.
would have been 13 or 14. I think probably 14, which puts you at like 12.
Okay.
And for some reason, our dad had decided to take you paintballing for your birthday. I think
Okay.
he just figured he's a weird kid who's probably going to grow up to be a shooter at some point. So,
Yeah.
he'll enjoy shooting people. And he said to us that obviously I was invited, and each of us can bring 2 friends.
Yeah.
So I picked 2 friends to come along. And when it came to it, your mum dropped you off with... Well, my mum dropped me off with the friends that I was bringing, and your mum dropped you off with the friends you were bringing. Or should I say, the friend you were bringing? Because Dad, when you arrived, Dad said, well, did you not want to invite 2 people? And you're like, no, I could only find one.
Yeah. Nice.
And also, but Dad were like, so, who was this then? And you're like, Sam. And Dad were like, do you know him? And you're like, yeah.
I was playing that up for a bit. I did know Sam. Sam lived on the street over from me. We went to high school together. But like
the look of this kid, he was the most nerdy looking kid. He was so shrimpy and like wore big glasses and somehow had a receding hairline at like 11 or 12 years old. It didn't really say anything either. It was just kind of there. It was just kind of, I don't know. It was Sam. There he was.
yeah, man.
It was funny. So we went to the paintballing. And do you remember the encounters we had there? Do you remember anything else that happened, or do you just remember that we did go there?
I remember me capturing the flag. I remember that one.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I remember the first paintball mission that we had was capture the flag, and right towards the sort of end of this match, me at like 11 or 12 years old, and this rather large black fellow who was probably about like 2 or maybe 3 times my height. We're like taking cover behind like this thing while getting shot at. And I remember saying to this dude, looking up at him, I was like, "I'm gonna go get the flag, cover me." And it was like, "What? All right." And then so he started shooting at him, going, "Ah!" Then I ran out, and I fucking grabbed the flag. I got it. I ran the flag all the way back to the base, and we won.
Which shouldn't have happened, really, if we're being honest. That was another moment where Judd was like too lucky for his own good.
Yeah.
He was just. I equally, speaking of how lucky we both get, at the same paintballing session, I was like, right, I'm going to be super sneaky. I'm going to flank round. There's a great route I've got. I'm going to go all the way around. I'm going to get this flag. I'm going to sneak it back. I really thought about it. It was a really good tactic. So I'm sneaking through this wood. I'm doing a great job. I'm out of the way of everyone. And then all I hear is, and some pro that had joined the rest of us. Like, there was like 2 professional people who'd brought their own equipment and shit. It joined like just a normal thing with like a stag do and then a 12-year-old's birthday party. They just joined them. Like, how much of a prick do you have to be to do that?
Yeah.
And absolutely blasted me out of nowhere. I didn't even see where it came from. I just got absolutely destroyed, and it fucking killed. Like, I'd been shot a couple times with other people's paintball guns, like with the paintball guns that they kind of handed out at the grounds, at the location, you know, whatever you want to call it. And they hurt, but this dude's gun, it was like actually getting shot. It fucking killed. The other thing I remember was one of my friends that I brought, Jack, was a fucking terror. And what he would do was, as we were walking to each paintballing like mission thing, because there was different kind of paintballing games that we'd do at the place.
Yeah.
He would sneak up behind us and point blank shoot us in the back of the leg. Do you remember that?
I remember getting shot in the back of the leg, but like...
Yeah, because that was him!
Yeah.
He fucking sneaked through like a field of wheat right behind him and went BAM! Just like, we're like, what the fuck? It was fucking ruthless. It was ridiculous. I think the thing that that our dad would remember most was there was a stag do, or like a group of lads or something, also doing it at the same time as us, because our dad did the paintballing with us as well.
Yeah.
And at one point, he just turned around from us to this group of lads and went, "Whoa, you look like Wayne Rooney." Do you remember?
I do remember, yeah.
And it was great because this group of lads all started laughing because they must all agree. I mean, he did look like Wayne Rooney. And I don't know why, but for some reason, he was like, "Here, come take a picture with these kids."
Yeah, and Dad made us take a picture with this random guy who just looked like Wayne Rooney.
And
What the
bless him, this
fuck?
guy
Like-
pulled like a derpy Wayne Rooney face for the picture and everything. But I don't know why he took a picture of this guy with us. Like, we didn't know football.
So weird.
Like, why didn't my dad say to one of us, "Oh, take me picture of this guy who looks like Wayne Rooney"? Like, that would have been less weird. But no, it was, "Oh, take a picture with my kids." Oh. I think my favourite thing from our only paintballing expedition was there wasn't enough room in the car. So there was Dad, me, you, and 3 other people. That's 6 people. There's only 5 seats in the car that our dad had. 2 in the front, 3 in the back. So, I don't know how you don't remember this. You got relegated to the boot.
Maybe. I might have got some sort of recollection of that.
You definitely got put in the boot of the car. And Dad kind of just went, "Listen, we're not really allowed to do this, so don't draw too much attention to Judd being in the boot." So on the way there, you know, we thought it was fun and games and that, but we didn't draw too much attention. But on the way back, after Dad had given us that lecture, he decided to drive really fast over speed bumps so that you'd bounce and bash your head on the roof of the car and everything. And we're like, "You told us not to draw attention. What are you doing?" Oh, it was funny though. I remember seeing your little body bouncing about. It was great. It's a different kind of love from dads, isn't it? Compared to mother. Mother's a bit, "Oh, you know, make sure you stay safe and don't get hurt too. If you get hurt too much at paintballing, you don't have to do it anymore." Whereas dad's, it's like, "I know you've just been pelted with paintballs, but now I'm going to bash you about the boot of the car." So, there you have it. That's the paintballing.
I'm so ill.
Bless you.
I'm so
Being
ill.
as Judd's ill, why don't we leave it there then? Why don't we have an early podcast? Because there's a new season of Apex Legends and there's a new ranked system, and literally anyone can rank up now. So if you
I'm ill.
if you fancy getting to the top rank in Apex, just you'd be able to at this point, I think.
I can't even remember my own name right now, so I don't think I could.
Listen, Judd, the only thing you need to remember is this Saturday, the 13th of May, 2023, we will be streaming twitch.tv/streamsbadly, a watch along for the KSI fight, Misfits 7. If you get here around 4 p.m, Judd, we should be starting around maybe 4:30ish. And I'll do some tweets about that and things like that too.
Is Deji gonna be fighting?
He sure is, Judd. He sure is.
Good.
So there you have it. Twitch.tv/streamsbadly this Saturday, 13th of May, about 4:30 p.m. Go on, woohoo!
Yeah.
Why don't you leave us with your famous saying, Judd? And say the ad again.
Say what? Say what again?
Say the ad again. Say that ad again.
The ad?
Yeah, that advert for that.
For that? For what?
Fucking hell, you really are delirious. That ad I just did for the stream on Saturday. Holy shit. Oh my god.
I didn't hear any of it.
Let's hope that he's better by then, folks. Oh my god.
I didn't hear any of it.
Bye.